Hi, this is Sherry Mumford with Stamping at Last, and I'm going to do this walkthrough video of these two mini albums that I made. I recently posted a video of my Tool Tidings mini album, this one, and in that video I give full step-by-step instructions on how to put this mini album together, how to make some little journaling cards, how to decorate it. So it's a longer video, but this video is just to give you two more ideas of how you can decorate your file folder mini albums. And the file folders used to make these albums are very inexpensive. I talked about that in my other video. It'll cost you probably less than 40 cents just to make the base of the album. So the most of your cost is going to come from your designer series paper. First, I'm going to do a walkthrough of this Bumblebee mini album. For this album, I used my Honeybee stamp set. I used detailed bee dies. I don't know if you can see through there very well. And I used my Golden Honey Specialty Designer Series paper. Now, these aren't available anymore. Some of you may have it, but it gives you a general idea of another way to decorate your file folder mini album. So this is the outside of it. I stamped my bees, cut them out with my dies, cut this out with a die. Here's the spine. I already had these little flower embellishments, so I thought that made a nice spine. And here's the back. I stamped these, colored them, and cut them out with my dies. So when I open my book, it would look like this. Here's the inside. You open it up. This is a little folder that pulls out. Room for pictures. There's a little tuck space. This doesn't match, but if you want to put a little card in there. This is the back of it. It has a magnet in it, so that it helps keep it closed right here, like that. Now this is also a little folder that comes out of this page. This album has 3 pages. You can put photos here, you can journal them there. Here's the back of it. Here's another little journaling card, or you put a photo on the back, journal on the other side. And it tucks into this little envelope page, or pocket, it's not an envelope, pocket page. And then there's a magnet that keeps it closed. Another little journaling / photo card on this little pocket. I just used a piece of designer paper, adhered it on 3 sides for this one. Here's a little pocket in the back. Has a tag that I made. Also has a folder that comes open. You can put photos and or journaling in there. There's lots of room for photos in here. And you can make as many tags and cards as you would like to go inside this mini album. Here's the second page. This folder comes out. A couple of cards, journaling photo cards. I put it back in the pocket. It's got a magnet. Another photo journaling card. Here's the back. These 3 pages are the same. They may have different designs, but they're constructed the same way. Another little tag that I made. Another folder that opens up. Here's the 3rd page. Same format. Little tuck spot for cards. There's the back of it. It slides back in, has the magnet closure, and there's another little card. The back of it, just like the other 2, has a couple tags. This is just a little one I made. I didn't put a ribbon in it, just a little tag. And here's a folder that opens up for photos. Here's the back page. There's a little folder in this pocket. Here's what the folder looks like. Folds like that, opens, plenty of room for pictures, and it tucks back in here, and it closes with a magnet. So there's that one. That's my Bumblebee mini album. Now I'm going to show you my Parisian Blossoms mini album. This is one of my favorite ones that I've made so far. For this album, I used my Parisian Beauty stamp set, the Parisian dies. You'll see when I get into it, I used the adorning accents, edgelets for the shape of my pages. And for some of my photo pages, I stamped a camera on the page to make it clear that that's a photo page. And this is a really old Peachy Keen set. The paper for this, I used 3 different kinds of paper. My inspiration was the Parisian Blossoms designer paper. That's the one I started with. But I noticed I had several other sets that had some of the petal pink and the pool party in it. So I also used Bird Ballad. It has some papers that coordinate with it, as well as Peony Garden has some good papers for that. They all just worked really well together. So this is the front of it. I used my die cut and cut the Eiffel Tower out of that champagne foil paper. You notice I used some of my champagne embellishments there. I liked the bird flying over. There's a stamp that I cut out with a circle punch, and these dies also came with that set. And the champagne, this is the petal pink ribbon. Here's my spine. I made a chain, several chains with some embellishments on there, just some sparkly dangly stuff that coordinated with the paper really well. I like how it dangles. And here's the back. It's a mirror of the front as far as the background paper, and then I put some of those champagne sparkles on my ribbon. So that's the outside. Now when you open it up, here's the first page. Now you notice my Christmas Bliss, I didn't do the envelope page on the left. I did the waterfall cards. But for this one I did the envelope page, or the pocket page. And this folder comes out. I stamped the camera on there, as well as these lines and that decoration. So for this side, I used my So Inviting stamp set. I used this to stamp up there, and I used these 2 lines and just stamped lines all the way down for a little journaling page. So that's this little folder card that goes into the pocket. And there's a little magnet closure. Yeah, there we go. Now these 3 pages, as is the other one, they're the same format. This page comes out, the camera, the journaling page. This was the one where I used that edgelet die to make a different shape for my folder. Here's a little journaling card I made. You can use it for journaling or photos. And these are some embellishments I had from the Bird Ballad suite. And then this is the stamp and a die cut from the Parisian Blossoms. So it slides in there, and there's the magnet closure. On the back of it, I made a little tag, and the other video shows how to make this tag. And then I made another little card. This was from the Parisian Beauty stamp set. I used Pool Party and Petal Pink to stamp those. Then I used some embellishments there, the little champagne sparkles. So that was the first page. Here's the second page. The little folder comes out. All 3, I did the same on the inside. I just changed the outside some, the paper that I chose. Another little card. Slips right back in. And the back is the same format. I used the die set to put more on the page, and this was part of the Bird Ballad paper. Here's my third page. Slips back in. And here's the back. So some of these, I repeat the format and maybe just change up like the little envelope on the outside of each one. So this one, this last page, you can see is pretty much a mirror of the first page. I take it out, the file folder, and it snaps back in with a magnet. Really sure I got it in there right. Yep. Okay, so those are the last 2 mini albums I made. Hopefully these will give you some inspiration for your mini album. Have a great day.